Today we're going to do a review on parts of speech, specifically nouns, pronouns, and adjectives. So what I've done is I have found this kind of neat and interesting article that says 9 revealing facts about the Rorschach test. And I figured that I would find something that has to do with what we're reading, and maybe we'd learn a little something along the way about something we maybe didn't know before as we're working on parts of speech. So here we go. It says instructions. Please read through the following article and identify the part of speech of the underlined words. You'll be identifying nouns, pronouns, and adjectives. So I'm going to do the first 3 with you and show you a few things along the way. And then you're going to do the remaining 6. So it says, in late 19th century, there was a popular children's game called klexography, the art of making images with ink blots. So I do want to show you, I looked this up, klexography. This is the book right here. It's from 1896, I believe. So when it talks about the children's game klexography, that's what they're talking about. Okay. So if we take a look at this, and the word game is underlined, and you look at the helpful hints below, and it says that nouns, which are person, place, or thing, if you can put the in front of it and it makes sense, it's a noun. For pronouns, you're just going to look at the list, and I have found the list right here. That's the list that I've uploaded on Google Classroom. And if it's an adjective, you can test a word if you could put seems in front of it and it makes sense. So let's apply that. Is this the game? Is it on this list right here? Game. Nope. Word game's not on there. Is it seems game? Nope. So it is, in fact, a noun. All right. The art of making images with ink blots. The game generally involved pouring milk onto paper, folding the paper over, and seeing what images emerged. Working in a Swiss asylum, Rorschach wondered if patients would interpret these ink blots differently depending on pathology, which he had some success with. So I wanted the word asylum. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that word before, but I wanted to show you some pictures of some mental asylums. These are some pictures, probably some of them around the time that Rorschach worked in an asylum. These pictures in the middle here are pretty creepy. The one with the wheelchair. Just kind of, it's a place where the mentally ill would, or the mentally challenged or disabled would have to go. What is this? I don't even know. It's crazy. But it's where they would have to go because they weren't cared for the way that they are now. Okay, so back to this. It says, working in a Swiss asylum, Rorschach wondered. So the word asylum, is it the asylum? Is the word asylum on this list? Nope. And pronouns take the place of a noun, so that's not what's going on there. Is it seems asylum? The answer is the asylum. So you would put noun. Okay, he. When it says he had some success with it, he is actually referring to Rorschach. So it takes the place of a noun. And if you look at the list, he is right there. He. It's the third one down in the first column. So that's a pronoun. All right, him says, that inspired him to begin using his own custom-made abstract symmetrical designs to solicit conceptual answers from his subjects. So him is also talking about Rorschach, and so it's taking the place of a noun. If not, I would have to say that inspired Rorschach to begin using his own custom-made blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is also a pronoun. And if you look at the list, him. Third one down, second column. Okay, custom made. So we've got this word right here. So if we go the custom made, It's not on the pronoun list. That seems custom made. Yeah, it's a describing word. It's actually describing designs. What kind of designs? Custom made designs. So that's an adjective. All right, moving on down. It says, we know next to nothing about how the Rorschach test cards were designed. It says, Rorschach first developed the inkblot test of 10 splotchy cards to diagnose mental illness. According to Damien Searles, author of History of Rorschach, in his creation titled The Inkblots, no surviving memos or notes exist that detail Rorschach's process for designing the cards or what data or sources he might have used to craft them. All right, so let's take a look at let's see, where it says Rorschach. Rorschach is what's known as a proper noun. So that is going to be noun. It's a proper noun because it's got a capital letter. If you look, splotchy, 10 splotchy cards. The splotchy? Nope. Splotchy on there? Nope. Seems splotchy. Yep. It seems splotchy because it's describing the cards. What kind of cards? Splotchy cards. All right, process. So no surviving memos or notes exist that detail Rorschach's process. So the process, is process taking the place of a noun? Or is it seems process? If you guessed the process, you'd be correct. So that's a noun. Okay, moving right along. One more. Rorschach's colleagues were not impressed. Although Rorschach was eager to publish the inkblots in 1918 to bring them into wider use, the illustrations were met with derision. So let's take a look at that. So let's look at, is it the eager? Is eager on this list? What about seems eager? It seems eager. So we're going to put, we're going to put adjective right here because it's describing Rorschach. What was Rorschach? He was eager. The eager Rorschach. Okay. Wider. So let's go look at that. Is it the wider? Is wider taking the place of a noun? Or is it seems wider? You could say that something seems wider over there than it is over here. That makes sense. So it's also an adjective. Illustrations. Look at this word right here. Look at that. It literally has the word the right in front of it. And that's a way you test a word to see if it's a noun. So it's definitely a noun. Them. So let's take a look at the sentence. After Rorschach published them in his 1921 book, Psychodiagnostics, German psychologists called them crude. The test didn't receive wide acclaim until it was brought to the United States by child psychologist David Mordecai Levy in 1923, a year after Rorschach died at age 37 from appendicitis. Okay, so we've got them, which is after Rorschach published them. So he's talking about the test or the images. So them is taking place of the noun. So this is talking about the inkblot test. Okay, so that's a pronoun. And it's on the list. Them. It's the last one in the second column. Okay, wide. Let's look at that. Is it the wide or seems wide? Because it's not taking the place of a noun. If you guessed seems wide, that's correct. You could say that doorway seems wide. So that's an adjective. Okay. Looks like I forgot to put. So it. It is taking place of a noun. So the test didn't receive wide acclaim until it. So this right here is talking about test. If I didn't have that pronoun, it would say the test didn't receive wide acclaim until the test was brought to the United States. So I'm going to put it, pronoun. Okay, so your task is to do the remaining 6, just like that. You've got this form on Google Classroom. Now, let me tell you about an extra credit bonus opportunity. If you're not making up late work or extra or from this week, you can go to, where is it? Inkblot test. This right here. There's a link for it. And this is the actual 10 Inkblot where you interpret it to see if you're mentally crazy. This is the test you can take. If you click on begin assessment, I give you explicit instructions in Google Classroom what to do with this if you would like bonus. It's going to be worth 15 points bonus. So anyway, that's today's lesson. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be in the Google Meet to answer them.